Welcome again. In this video, we're going to learn more on built-in functions. In the previous video, we learned many of the built-in functions which are necessary in Python. But rest of the functions we're going to cover in this video, and make sure you're practicing a lot. So at the end of this tutorial, we are going to give you more practice questions so that you can practice a lot even after the end of this tutorial. Stay connected. Come, let's learn together. Now let's talk about zip function. So this is again a built-in function in Python. It returns a zipped iterator. So you can see here in slide, this is an example where we are using zip function, and within the parentheses of this zip function we are passing a list, and then we are separating with comma, and then we are passing a string that contains ABC alphabets. Right? So the main purpose of zip function is to return a zipped iterator, right? So here zip function, what it is doing is it is zipping 11 with a. This is again an iterable object. This is an iterable, this is an iterable as well. So these two iterables are clubbed one by one. So this is first element which is clubbed with the first element of next iterator. This is 22 and this will be clubbed with b in this iterable. 33 will be clubbed with the third element of this iterable, that is C. And there is no D, there is no E, so these will not be able to club. We will not be able to, or we can say zip function will not be able to club these last two elements of the first iterable. And at the end, we have to convert the output to list. So that is why we are using list function here, and this is an output. So now we have input and print function. Input function is used to get a string value from the user and store it in the variable name. And print function, we know this is used to print something, right? So you can see here, name is a variable that is equals to input. And within the parentheses of this function input, we are using a string enter your name. And in the second line of code, you can see there is a print statement that is printing hello, then separated by a comma. This is in the quotes. Then we are using plus, then name. Name is the variable that contains its input, whatever we are going to provide to the computer, whatever we are going to provide, right, as an input, as a user as well. So this is variable name, and we are concatenating this exclamation sign here at the end using plus operator, right? So what is happening when input statement is executing, it will give you enter your name, and it will wait until you put the input, until you give the input to the computer. So I'm printing here Jasleen, this is my name. You can give your name as well on your side. Run this code and you can give your name on your side, and the print statement will print hello. Then we are using plus symbol here, then name. So make sure everything, if we are using plus symbol, everything should be in string value. If one is string, everything should be string. If it is not string, you can convert it to string, and whatever comes into input function, that is already a string. If you want to convert anything to other data type, you'll have to convert it using type conversion that we have already done, right? So I hope this is clear. Input function is used to get a string value from user, and here it is storing it in some variable name, and print value is used to print something, right? So open and read. Open is used to open a file, and read is then used to read the contents of the file. You can see here with open, I'm passing here the path to the file request.txt, and I'm opening it in read mode and as f, right? F now will be considered as the variable that contains the file, the contents of the file. So now you can see here content equals f.read. F is the name of the file. Here we are using read function to read the contents of the file. F is just the name of the file. I'm making it clear. Read here function, this function read will be helping to read the contents of the file, and we are storing the contents of this file F to the variable content. And then at the end we are printing the content. Right? So this is what you got as an output. This is my these are the contents of my file, that is request.txt. Then write function. Open in W mode will create a new file. Write is then used to write text to the file. So now if you are using open function with the open, then you're passing the path of the file request.txt here, right? So in write mode, so this is a path of the new file request. So this is, here I'm creating a new file. The name of the file is request, and if I'm using here W, that is write mode, means I am using W with open function, that is creating a new file, and the name of this file is f.write. I have created a file and then I can write anything to the file. So here I'm using f.write function, and within the quotes and within the parentheses of this function I can write anything. I can write a paragraph, I can write a line, anything. I can write any text, right? So next you can see here with open. So once I have created a file, created a new file, I have written something to the file, and then when I am going to open the same file in read mode, now I am able to see the contents of the file that I recently created. So now you can see there hello world that I written to the new file F. These are the contents are printed here. Now map function. Map function applies a given function to each item of an iterable and returns a map object with the results. Now you can see here, given function is str and iterable is this, and str function will be applied on each and every element of this iterable, which is the list here, right? Here at the end, after converting every element of this list, which is integer, we are converting all these integers to strings, and at the end we are converting this result to list. Here we are using list function, right? So here you can see here we are using the same list 1 2 3 4 5, and we are using complex. We are converting every element of this list 1 2 3 4 5 to a complex number, mapping the complex function with all the elements of this iterable, and at the end we are converting it to list. You can see here a list contains tuples of complex numbers. Filter. This function filters items of an iterable based on a given function and returns a filter object. You can see here filter function, I am using it with lambda. Lambda function, we will do it in a new slide, or we can say in a new video. So simple explanation about lambda function is, like here we are using filter function which filters items of an iterable. This is an iterable here based on the given function. Given function is this. Here we are using lambda function, right? So here what we are doing is, we have this iterable and we want to filter the items of this iterable. That condition here is x modulus 2 double equals 0, means like if x means if the elements in this iterable are divided by 2 completely and they leave no remainder, means they leave 0 as a remainder, that means those elements we are going to filter using this filter method. So here it means even numbers. So in this list even numbers are 2 and 4, and at the end we are converting those even numbers that we have filtered to list. Reduce. Reduce function applies a given function cumulatively to the items of an iterable from left to right and returns the final result. So reduce function will have to import from functools. And this is a function. Here we are using again lambda. We are using two parameters here, x and y. X and y, we are taking the elements from the iterable list that contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements, right? So firstly x will be 1 and 2 will be y, and these are going to do summation of the first two numbers, and then the resultant will be x and the new number will be 3, like 3 plus 3 6, and then 6 plus y will be 4 in other case, and at the end we will get the summation, cumulative summation of all the numbers in this list, and that will be output, that will give you an output of 50 in this case. So format function formats a given string with specified placeholders and values. You can see here I'm using format function. Here I'm passing hello and world, these two strings. Hello will be printed here with this bracket, within this bracket, and world is going here and it is printing here with space, right? So now you can see in the next thing. Here x value is 45. Format hello comma x. Hello is in 0th position, space, and then 1 is x, that is 45. 0 again is hello. This is again what format function is doing with curly braces. Right, now we have join function. It joins all elements in an iterable as a string using a specified separator. Now you can see their join function I'm using with dot notation, and before the dot and I'm leaving space in quotes dot join, and within the parentheses I'm passing two words, hello comma and world, in a list, right? So what we have to do is we have to join these two words in a single string, and the separator is a space in the first case. Second case says that you have to join hello and world, and the separator here is space dollar space. So this is the separator, and we are converting a list to string using join function, right? So make sure you remember it, like join function is used to convert a list to string using a separator, whatever separator you want to give, a specified separator. Now split function. It splits a given string into a list of substrings based on a specified separator. Now split function will split, it will not join like the join function. Split function will split and will convert a string to a list. You can see in the first case, right? In second case, what it is doing is it is separating one word with, and wherever underscore is there, underscore is joining two words, esteem and tech. So we are splitting these two words from using the separator underscore, and we are converting these two words, esteems and tech, separately into a list. Now split function is used to convert a string to list using a specified separator. Strip removes specified characters from the beginning and end of a string. So here strip function in first case is removing spaces, right? So I'm not specifying anything within the strip function. Here I'm specifying x and y. So from the beginning and from the end, xy or yx will be separated. So in second case you can see the desired output was hello world, in which we just removed x, y and yx from the text. Eval function evaluates a given expression as a Python expression and returns the result. So in this case, it will evaluate whether the expression is integer or float or string, whatever it is. So in the first case, you can see within the brackets, within the parenthesis of eval, I am passing 2 plus 3 as an argument, and it is adding 2 plus 3 and it is converting it to integer. In second case as well, it is adding x plus 3. If x value is 45, it is converting x plus 3, that is 48, to 48, which is an integer, right? We must consider here that whatever is in double quote, that is string. So here eval function is evaluating that whatever is coming to it is an integer value. If it is float, then it will be converted to float value, right? This is eval function. Callable returns true if the specified object is callable, otherwise returns false. So now you can see in the first case, def test. So this is a function test. This is a user defined function. Here I am using the keyword pass and I am using callable test. I am checking if this is callable or not. So in this case, it is returning true. Callable means this is a function that we can call. So in second case, x equals 10. X is a variable. So if I'm using callable function to know if x is callable or not, x is not a function. We can't call it. So that is why it is returning false. Right? We will do about the user defined functions in upcoming videos as well. Don't worry. So dir, this is very important function and I use it most times. Right? Returns a list of names in the current scope. So now I have x equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a list. Print dir x means it will return everything related to list. Whatever function or whatever thing or operation that we can perform on x, it is returning here. We can append something, we can clear it, copy it, count it, extend, index, insert, pop, remove, reverse, sort. These are all the functions you can see here at the end of this slide. And the upper things are classes. So you can know about any package as well, what things it contains using. We'll have to import a NumPy or any new package that you are going to learn. You can know about that package simply using dir function, and within the parentheses you can pass the name of the package as an argument. So help, this is very useful as well. Provides help information for specified object or keyword. So help within parentheses, I am passing list as an argument. So it is going to give me details on the topic or on the keyword or the data structure list. So help, and within quotes I'm passing if. What is if? It is giving me the details of if statement. So here are some questions that you can practice for built-in functions. 1 to 3 questions are here in this slide and 4 questions are here. 3 questions are again here in this slide. You can practice a lot. About the format function, you can practice these 3 functions, these 3 questions, and last 2 questions here. Format function is really little tricky and you can practice these questions.
Like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. We are so thankful that you are supporting us.